So apparently out of nowhere, East West released a new instrument today. I'd heard nothing about it. Usually I get emails about things like their Voices of Opera and even their last Sugar Bites release, which was called Apparillo. But today they released Cyclop, a synth bass with a built-in game? Let's check that out. So I just downloaded this. I haven't had time to fully unpack it yet. I've played around with a little bit of the sounds, and I did watch the East-West video that they did. They did a 16 or 17 minute more comprehensive video that I'll link down below. Go check that out also, because it's one of their pros actually going through the library. He knows a lot more about it than I do. But anyways, the first thing I want to show off is they actually built in a little Galaga or Space Invaders style game into this and it uses the sounds from the library itself as the little shooting sounds. So let me show that real quick to you here. So I don't know, that's pretty cool. That's a nice little touch, whoever did that. And speaking of which, whoever designs the GUIs for the East-West products, I mean, they are on point. I'm not even going to pretend I know what half of that stuff does yet, but it just looks pretty and makes me want to start tweaking things and moving knobs. Speaking of which, you'll notice in the upper left corner, kind of the big feature here, this is what they call the wobble knob, which sounds like it'll get me demonetized for saying, but that's what they call it. So kind of odd name aside, basically it's one of many tools on here that can manipulate the sound and give a really interesting synth bass sound. They say in the video that, of course, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear any of the demos that are already out there, especially on the demo tune on their YouTube channel, is that it's going to sound like dubstep. And that is definitely a big inspiration, but they said that it was like dubstep and like old 8-bit video games from the arcade had a baby, and this was the result. And you can definitely tell that comes through. So anyways, I'm gonna play around with some of this stuff here and just let you get a sound listen to what it sounds like. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Oh, real quick, it's a monophonic instrument, so you can't play chords on it. So when you press a key and then press another key, if you're still holding the first key, it's going to override that one with the second one. So you can do, actually kind of like it when some libraries do that. I think you can get some cool extra wobble effects. So now I'm using the word wobble. So there you go. It's in my brain now. So you'll notice down here in this area that there is a second area where you can load instruments, and that just shows one little Cyclops guy. Well, as you move the cursor or move the dial up, it'll add more to it, and that just makes the sound even grittier. So let's see here. So you can see dials just kind of going crazy there as I was doing stuff. And again, this is a factory preset. This is just something that already comes included, and you can tweak to your heart's content on this guy. So I'm going to keep playing around with this and show you some more of these sounds, and let's keep going. Okay, so I've loaded another patch up, this time the phase stressor, and I still have the saw regiment in the second bank, but phase stressor in the first bank. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to tweak some of these dials. I'm going to play with the wobble knob. That's going to get me demonetized, I know it is, but anyways, here we go. And since there are so many different dials and knobs and switches, just about everything, it seems like, and perhaps everything, is you can MIDI learn. So you just right click on it like I did there. You can click MIDI learn, you can clear that and assign it to any of the mod wheel or the dials or other sliders you might have. They also have a feature that on here where you can set up a sequence input. Let's see, where is this guy here? You can sequence your input. Or that's not the one I'm looking for. Where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, so you have a gator that's set to 30-second notes that you can manipulate there to further tweak like a stutter effect. And then within that, and then with over here, over on this guy, your effects, you have this other knob here that will you can assign different effects into these pads here, and then you can of course learn this. But you can record your sequence and then play it back within the contact itself, or within play rather itself. I didn't quite fully grasp that when I was watching it, but that is something you can do. That might have to do more with, maybe that's more EDM or live music. I'm not sure, but I thought that was pretty cool that you could do that within the GUI itself. All right, so the other thing I want to do is load up some of the, where were they? Load up some of the presets. Is that it? Where were the presets? Oh, there they are. Wrong thing. Nope. Oh, I guess that's to save a preset. That makes sense. There they are. So there's the menu of presets right here. There's a ton of them. So you have your main selector over here. So if you want a wobble, it'll categorize those, and then you can, if you want the wobble to be a dark wobble, then it further eliminates sounds that it doesn't fit into that. So let's see, what else do we have here? So I can deselect those to get my full menu back. And there's vowels. Oh yeah, in the demo, the guy had it saying kind of robotic words, which was kind of cool. That'd be something fun to play around. There's Digitalk. Let's try that out. Let's do some. So that was cutting off some of these 30 seconds in the gator here. Cut them all off. Sounds like he's saying die, die, to die. That's kind of creepy. But anyways, hopefully this gives you an idea of just the bare minimum, just the surface of some of the sounds in this library. I keep looking at my eyes, I notice, instead of the camera, which is your eyes. That's, I don't know, it's taking some getting used to. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to do more of these first impressions, a little more informal. I haven't written a big tune for the end. I might revisit it and do something with it, because even though this is a bass instrument, you can, since it's a synth, you can make, you know, higher pitches using these things and definitely combine them with other instruments. So I thought this was pretty fun. This is I like East-West stuff. I'm kind of an East-West fanboy, I'll admit it. I know there's newer libraries out there, but I've been using East-West for a long time, and I love their Composer Cloud. I think it's a great deal. I don't make anything off of them. I just like their products. They get my money every month, so I don't mind giving them a shout out for sure. But anyways, hopefully you like this. Do the whole like, subscribe thing. Still got to get used to saying that. It's weird to me, but it really does help. But anyways, we'll see you on the next one.